Hello, and thanks for taking a look at the Titan Poker review provided by Gambling666.com. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Titan Poker software. This software just came out recently. If you're a new player at Titan Poker, you could look for a deposit bonus available through Gambling666.com as well as other information about Titan Poker. So as I mentioned, Titan Poker just came out with new software. It's completely revamped. Everything looks totally different than it did before. They also have a Flash player. You could play directly on their site. You don't even have to download the software anymore. But what you see right now is the downloaded software. This would be this is what the lobby looks like. And before I get into the actual review, note that United States players can't play on Titan Poker. They used to be able to, but they haven't been able to for close to 4 years now. So you can't even create a Play Money account or anything like that. So if you're a US player, you'll have to look for other sites to play on. But for European players, Titan Poker is still really popular. It's definitely one of the most popular sites online. It's been that way since pretty much since its inception. So we're going to run through the different things that Titan Poker has to offer, as well as give you a look of the revamped software. So right now we're in the cash games area, and you could see, I think we're seeing all tables. Let's just go to the No Limit Hold'em. While we're opening the Hold'em tables, you'll notice on the left side the different types of games that they have available, which are No Limit Hold'em, and then Omaha and Stud. So we can sort by stakes and see the games are mainly in euros or pounds. They start off at 1 cent, and work your way. I'm not going to go through each and every table, but you can see that they top out at 300, 600. So they have some really high stakes games. You could even see there's actually people sitting at 50, 100. You're not even going to find that at some other sites right now. So they have everything imaginable when it comes to cash games. As I mentioned, Titan Poker is really big, so that would be expected. You can see that there's 6,500 players on right now. So it's a pretty big site. Not the absolute biggest around, but definitely one of the bigger sites, especially since it doesn't accept US players. So this is what the limits look like for the No Limit Hold'em games. You can go check out Omaha. You're going to expect the same in Stud that you're going to be able to find in Omaha. You probably noticed the table on the right side. This is what the new tables look like at Titan Poker. Completely different from what they did before. Really not the same at all. The old ones were a bit outdated, so the software update was definitely in need. So you can see they start at the same thing in Omaha, 1-2, and then they top out at 5,100. So I mentioned it a couple times, but they pretty much have everything you can possibly be looking for when it comes to cash games. So that's what the limits look like. You'll notice that they have 6 max, and then full ring tables are 10 players, and they have a variety of other notations. This one, for example, says no disconnection protection. In other words, you can't go all in, disconnect, and then be able to play the hand through. And then 50 big blinds, so you can't short stack here, things like that. So they have a lot of different options in the cash games area. You might have also noticed that they have a casino, so it's a multi-platform site. They have blackjack and casino games in addition to poker. So we're going to go into sit and goes, and you can check these out. On the left, you'll notice the jackpot sit and go. Jackpot sit and go is something that Titan Poker has that a lot of other sites don't. If you win multiple sit and goes in a row, it varies depending on your level and things like that. But if you win multiple sit and goes in a row, jackpot sit and goes in a row, you'll be entitled to a huge jackpot. I know there was a player in the past that won over $30,000 for winning. I'm not sure if it was 5 sit and goes in a row or somewhere around there. So it sounds very easy, but it's much harder than you might think. They have to manually look to make sure they didn't feel that you were colluding or otherwise cheating or anything like that. But beyond that, that's pretty much all you have to do to win the jackpot and the jackpot sit and goes. So we're looking at the sit and goes right now. You'll notice they have turbos, regular speed, and they have different variations, be it deep stacked or things like that. You can sort by buy-in as we do with the cash games and see where they start off at. And it happens to be at 10 cents. This one's in USD, so they have multiple currencies available: pounds, euros, USD. They start off at 10 cent, and they will go all the way up to $5,000. There's a double stack, as I just mentioned, and super turbo. So they have, just like the cash games, they have a whole lot of different sit and goes available, different speeds, different stack sizes to start. So you have a whole lot to choose from when it comes to sit and goes. same can be said for the player pools: 2 players, 6 players, 10 players, 5 players. Really a ton of options to choose from in a sit and goes. And you can see they have, of course, they have heads ups, as you're going to find pretty much everywhere, and then satellites to other events, be it bigger tournaments on Titan Poker, live events, World Poker Tour events, things like that. You'll probably also see the promotions that are running at the bottom, so I'll give you an idea of the different things that Titan Poker has to offer from time to time, in addition to their player points for just playing on the site. Now we're going to go over the tournaments, and you can see what else is available. Titan Poker does some big tournaments, part of them the European Championship of Online Poker, as you can see on the left, the E-Coupe. And there's some $100,000 events, but then you see this is a satellite to $1 million guarantee event. So that's, needless to say, $1 million guarantee tournament is absolutely huge for any site, whether it's American site, Titan Poker, or not. So, as we do with the other ones, we'll sort by buy-in. They start off at 50 cents, again in USD, and you can see that there's some events that are in euros as well. And then the buy-ins go all the way up to $2,500. One of them is a $500,000 event. The other is a $1.5 million event. And then there's $350,000, $500,000. So it's pretty obvious that Titan Poker has some absolutely massive tournaments. But that's not it. It's not like they're just focusing on massive tournaments. You don't have to have a huge bankroll to be playing tournaments on Titan Poker. So you scroll through here, they have a whole lot of satellites to those same big events, but they also have a lot of mid-stakes events as well. 4,500, 3,000, 1,000, things like that. It's only $7 buy-ins. So they have tournaments for bankrolls of all sizes, whether you're a high-stakes player, mid-stakes player, low-stakes player, even a micro-stakes player, with how small they started off at, 50 cents, and you can see a bunch of $50 free rolls and things like that. So I would say their tournament selection is even more advanced or more in-depth than their sit and go selection. And then if you go back to the cash games in the beginning, we saw just how many tables were available there and how many players are actually participating and how big the general player pool is. It's been increasing since we started. I believe it started at 6,500 or so. It's up to 6,600 plus. So there's a whole lot of players on here. Titan Poker's been around literally almost forever when in reference to online, the longevity of online poker. So Titan Poker is one of the most popular sites around. We saw that it has pretty much every single game you could possibly imagine, all limits, all types, and huge prize pools for the tournaments. It's definitely a great site to check out, definitely a trustworthy site, and a popular site in Europe. Not available to United States players, but if you're from Europe or any non-US country, give Titan Poker a chance, give it a look, and thanks for taking a look at the Titan Poker review provided by Gambling666.com.